and welcome back to 10 out of 10 with Watch Again with Lauren and Ross.
Hello.
Since it is the 87th week of January, it's been 84 years. The sheets have never been slipped in. It's the 87th week of January. We're all skint. The weather's shite. So we figured we would bring you some more nostalgic feel-good stuff. I say feel-good. We'll talk about that in a minute,
We'll get into that.
But figured we'd bring you 1984's The Neverending Story. Ross, take it away.
Right, so it's taken from the book Neverending Story, written by Michael Ender,
Stunning.
released in July 1984, directed by Wolfgang Peterson. Don't think I've heard of him.
Ross, give me a minute. Right, wait a minute. Ross, not only have you definitely heard of this guy, he's directed some of our favourites. Get Off My Plane. Where's that from?
Air Force One.
Right? He did Air Force One. He did Troy. Hector! Oh, please can we do Troy one week? He did the 2006 remake of Poseidon. That movie gives me the fear.
That's a shocker of a movie.
And he did A Perfect Storm and In the Line of Fire with Clint Eastwood. So we have absolutely heard of this guy.
Oh no, you know what? I'll go fuck myself. Fair enough.
Just for Air Force One alone, go fuck yourself. Do you know what I mean?
I know when I'm rank. Fair dues.
Get off my plane.
Right, cool. Right. Fair dues. Horns up. So it's starring Noah Hathaway, Barrett Oliver, Tammy Stronach, Patricia Hayes, Sidney Bromley, Gerald McCraney, and Moses Gunn.
Class. Wiring.
Aye, cool. Those are names.
Yeah, those are names of people who are in this film.
Yes. With a budget of $25 million and a box office of $100 million.
Because this movie's great.
Yeah. And a runtime of 1 hour 34.
Gorgeous work. I love not only when movies are great, when they're short.
Short boys, can't beat them.
I see, especially because we know we're going to need to sit through some big movies in the next few weeks. I'm here for all the hour and a half bad boys. Do you know what I mean?
100%, yes.
General overview of the film. Bastian reads the world's most interactive book and the world is traumatized by a horse in the swamp.
Pretty much, aye.
Do you know what I mean? This is before we dive into thoughts and opinions. Well, actually, I suppose I'm starting thoughts and opinions, but I'm saving my first thoughts and opinion for something else. This is a prelude.
Okay.
This is one of those movies that just brings all the joy, and I'm just like, inject this into my veins. Like, I remember watching this film as a kid and just being pure enthralled by it. Like, and also, I'll talk about the GMork later on, but like, the childhood trauma that thing has given me, do you know what I mean? Like, I say that, I have a tattoo of Falcor and the GMork on my elbow, do you know what I mean? So, like, it's clearly made an impression. Basically, this whole podcast is just us going round my arm and picking movies from my arm.
There's no rhyme or reason to what we pick, we just do.
100%. But when we do thoughts and opinions, I'm going to try my very best to hit plot points where there are plot points, because my gal, Ainsley, has never seen this film because she knows about Artex in the swamp and it's just put her off the whole thing. To be honest, I think if you don't watch this film as a kid, there's not really a lot of point watching it as an adult because you're not going to get the same oomph from it, do you know what I mean? But for you, Ainsley, if you're listening, I will try and hit as many plot points as you want so that if anybody asks you, you can say you've watched the film. I mean, this really goes for anybody that's not seen it.
Aye.
This is your, I'm in a pub quiz and I need to get something. Well, listen, I say with that, we're going to try, but in true 10 out of 10 fashion, there will be about 40 million tangents along the way.
We'll be talking about something totally different in 5 minutes about
100%. My first official thought and opinion. Turn around, look at what you see. What a fucking banger. Is there any film with a better theme tune? I mean, there is, but there's not. Do you know what I mean?
No, that is a fucking bop.
100%. And like, if Stranger Things did anything good, I mean, it did plenty of things good, but we'll talk about season 5 at some point. If it did anything good, I'm glad that it brought Neverending Story back into the culture. Do you know what I mean? Because love it or hate it, the best thing about season 3 is the Neverending Story bit, and I understand more people hate it than love it, but it brought the song, and with the song comes the movie, back into the zeitgeist, and I'm a happy boy about that. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I get what you mean. Like, It's funny when TV shows do that, or like big movies, they bring back something like you just totally forgot about, and it's back in your psyche. Like, oh, that is an amazing movie.
100%, 100%. And like, nothing is catchier than this theme song. Like, we watched the film the other day and have not stopped singing it. Like,
Oh.
Ross will be in the kitchen and all I'll hear is turn around. Like, it's such a fucking tune. Also, no one does dark fantasy like the mid 80s. See, to be honest, like, they're not even trying anymore. Well,
No.
like, they had like a kind of go in the early 2010s, but it was too CGI. But like, I think the thing that you love about the 80s dark fantasy stuff is that like it's the puppets, it's the sets, it's the scenery, it's the costumes. Like, you are immediately in this world. These are movies that have like peril in them. Do you know what I mean? Like, as a genre, shit goes down in these movies. Do you know what I mean?
I think what separates them is they have more like adult and mature themes in these ones.
Absolutely.
There is like the death aspect. There is like very dark themes within these, whereas come the 90s and that, they got more childish.
Yes, totally agree.
I consider it like the Disneyfication, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Of like, nothing can really happen to these. Like, the peril is like, oh, I've been captured.
Yeah, I'll give you the Disneyfication, but remember like Tarzan when you see like the shadow of the villain hanging. So maybe like after 90s, like I think 90s, early 90s Disney was okay with you seeing like a hint of death.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas like, especially now, you get fucking nothing.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, there, remember like in Beauty and the Beast, like fair enough you didn't see Gaston die, but like he does the big fall, and
Yeah.
you know what happens when you hit something from
Yeah,
behind.
yeah.
And like stuff like that, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? But now you get nothing. Like,
Nah.
there can't even like. They're more focused on doing like Star Wars prequels where you know there's no peril because
Yeah.
they show up in the movies. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It is such a weird thing. It's almost like they feel that kids can't handle it anymore. Is it? No, kids would love it.
100%. My nieces love this movie. Love
Oh,
this
aye.
film. Like, and I'm not joking. It was actually my oldest niece that like, I think as a joke, she was like, you should get a Neverending Story tattoo. And then I went and did it, and she was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not easily influenced by children. But I think like, even the visuals of this movie, and really across most dark fantasy movies, it's like, you're so sucked in. Like, seeing this, like, see the way the nothing is represented
Yeah.
right now. Obviously, like, in the book, the nothing is described as this like formless thing,
Yeah.
obviously because it's called the nothing. But it's like, how do you portray that on the screen? And they portray it as like, it's like a rolling storm cloud, but through an oil slick,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like, the colors are gorgeous and stuff like that. And I know you've probably got some thoughts and opinions about the puppetry, because some of the puppetry is rough. But I think because things felt more real, you can be like, because this movie does not muck about with just
Oh,
throwing
no.
you in. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, with the portrait, it adds like a weight to the characters, like to see them interacting that, and it's like there's just, I don't understand why they can't do it. I
I
see,
know.
especially given the way this stuff's readily accessible now. You could make this stuff again. I'm sorry, like it must be easier because all the ways have been shown to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I know tangent number one, but like the Dark Crystal and all that kind of stuff, like they tried to bring it back for Disney. Remember, they brought
Yeah.
out the miniseries, and there was just something. We watched a couple of episodes, and it was just like, it didn't hit.
No,
Like, it didn't have the same. Ugh. And I don't know if that's because like these movies, like if you were showing these movies as a kid, you were like, what?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? Whereas I think because even they tried to bring back Willow as well, and it's
Yeah.
just like, I just don't think people are like, you watch it for the nostalgia, but even it didn't feel nostalgic, if you know what I mean. Like
everything just looks too clean now.
yes,
You can't really like put your finger on what, it's very uncanny valley. Yeah.
totally. And there is a charm to like when like Falcor's flying through
Yeah.
the nothing, and you can see like the kind of white line around Falcor and the
Oh,
tree
yeah.
and stuff.
Aye.
There's a charm to it. Do you know what I mean?
100%, yeah. See, you're talking about like as an adult. See, watching this back as an adult. Oh my god! Like, this is a depressing movie.
No, it's not.
Like, this is probably the heaviest of the lot.
I'm listening. The only bit I can think of that you mean is the Swamp of Sadness with Atreyu. Not Atreyu, Artex.
I mean, as an adult watching this, you have the nothing. There's like a metaphor for depression. This thing hits you over the head. Like, the rock biter is just all jolly at the start, then his big speech near the end, you're like, oh, these used to be struck. That killed me.
I know.
I'm like there's such a feeling of like, not uselessness, you know what I mean?
No.
There's inevitability this is going to happen.
Totally.
You don't see it, you don't pick up on that as a kid.
Totally. And I think as well, right, like, spoiler alert, but you're here now, so why not? Like, at the end when Atreyu meets GMork, and GMork is like, I'm an agent in the nothing, like, the nothing is the, what is it? He says, like, oh, Fantasia was the hopes and dreams of humanity, but humanity is now starting to lose their dreams and lose their hopes, and everyone feels super and I don't know if it's just like that seems to just be the climate of like the real world right now, is everyone's like, oh, for fuck's sake. So like when he was saying that bit, I was like, oh my god, like, do you know what I mean?
But that's it, like depression and apathy is it. Oh my god, like that is an adult thing.
100%.
You do feel jaded and that.
Yeah, man.
It's just what happens with growing up.
We were talking about this the other day, like, I was like, we're in our 30s, we can't be this cynical already, do you know what I mean? But yeah, and then watching this movie, I was like, oh god, I am the nothing, do you know what I mean? But see, as well, going back to your point earlier on where everything just feels too clean now, I feel like whether or not you were ready for this, they trusted kids to be like, take what you want from that, do you know what I mean? And then, like, not that you had like heavy themes in kids movies, but they weren't afraid to be like, fuck it, this is this.
Yes.
Take from this what you will, and maybe this will be a tool for you as you grow up. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. They were very open about it, and to any kids watching us that may have lost a parent, a grandparent, and that is it can only help like sort of come to terms with their grief.
Absolutely.
That's what this movie's basically about. It's about Bastian
dealing with the grief of like losing his mum.
Yeah, like trying to overcome that grief for his mother, and he's telling it through like this story with Atreyu. Like, because even thinking about this, was it they have like meta stories and that going on, like it's like a meta narrative. And I was like, this is very like convoluted for a kids movie, but it is done so well, and maybe they cut out a lot of plot for that, but like it's just so smart how they've done it.
No, absolutely. And I think now you've just, do you know that way? I've never watched this movie, and like, I don't know, maybe this makes me like, I'm not about to say we're film critics, right, at all, but maybe this makes me a bad like film podcaster, because like I just remember the good bits from this movie, do you know what I mean? And it's like the hero versus the nothing and all this kind of stuff, but now you're saying all this, I'm like, oh my god, this movie's like pure deep, man. But there's even like, again, we'll talk about the bit where Atreyu and the GMork, but when Atreyu's like, I can't stop it, I can't stop nothing, and it's like, oh my god, like he rips your fucking heart out, do you know what I mean? Like, god, this movie's pure deep, man.
It is, like,
I'm sitting there like that, oh, there's Big Falcor. Like,
no, but it is like, this one is the most, it has the most themes of sadness within it. Like, all the ones in the 80s had their peril, and it was a lot more darker, as we said, but this one really does, like, it doesn't even hide it.
No. At least, like, David Bowie stealing babies could be hid behind the goblins, like, you remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power, do you know what I mean?
And, like, there's not many bits in this where it's like, as soon as you see the Atreyu stuff, there's not, like, a happy reprieve in a lot of it.
Yeah, Falcor for 5 minutes, and then it just goes straight into the... Yeah. We'll keep going, right? Because I feel like we've basically spoiled the movie in the first 5 minutes, right? But yeah, so basically Bastian is dealing with the grief of losing his mum, right? He's also getting heavily bullied in school. Like, his bullies are throwing him in bins. Is Bastian's dad not just the worst dad ever? Like, if Her for the Ring is the worst ma ever, this is the worst dad ever, because their kid, what age is Bastian? Like, what, 10, 11?
I would say at a push, 11,
Yeah, right? And his dad's like, stop drawing unicorns, get your head out of the cloud, put your feet on the ground, like, basically wrap your pish. And I'm like, he's a Wayne? But then that also comes back later on when Bastian is faced with trying to save Fantasia, and he's like, I need to keep my feet on the ground. And they're like, no.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those ones, isn't it, though? Like like men and that have been told, right, you need to be strong.
Stiff upper lip.
Yes, like,
share no feelings.
Don't let this phase you. Work through it. And is it? We know now that you can't do that, and it is utter rubbish.
Yeah, this is why everybody's in the state that they're in now. Do you know what I mean? Like, this stiff upper lip shit's not working.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But if you're being brought up like that, then how do you know any better?
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, just another point of his dad being the worst guy ever. Who's blending orange juice and raw eggs for their breakfast? Who's doing that? Are people doing that? Is that a thing?
He's a fucking psychopath.
Aye, 100%. So, Bastion's having a terrible time. Mo's dead, getting bullied, getting chucked into bins. He runs away into a bookstore and finds the Neverending Story book. And the bookkeeper basically shitebags him if you don't into reading it. He's like, this book is not for you. And of course, if you tell a child that, they're going to be like, oh, yes, please, thank you. Do you know what I mean? And like, so Bastion goes to school, and instead of going to class, he goes to the school attic and like hunkers down. Now, if our school had an attic like this, I would have also dogged school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The attic has enough. Like, I feel like that's the thing. Like, when it gets back to the attic scenes, there's always something for your eye to be looking at.
Oh, aye.
But also, what school attic has like taxidermy wolves? Like, what's going on in this school?
I feel like a lot of American schools are portrayed like this, though. It's like they have everything.
Pure huge. Yeah.
I thought you were meant to be horribly underfunded, but you have everything.
I turned that attic into a classroom. You're
100%, aye.
So, when Bastion actually starts reading the Neverending Story, we are flung into Fantasia, and as soon, like, again, I'm not joking, like, the bit I've described in 30 seconds is literally the first 5 minutes of the film. Like, we are rapidly moving, do you know what I mean? And as soon as we go into Fantasia, we meet the rock monster, Icon, the goblin in the bat, and your man in the snail. Yeah. But it was really bizarre because I think most people have grown up watching the American release, but the version we watched, we didn't realise was the German release. Yeah. And it's so bizarre, like, the voices have changed. Like, in the American version, your man with the snail is, like, a pure posh, like, guy. Whereas in this, it was, like, a pure Texas accent. Yeah. I was like, what is going on here?
What's funny about it is they don't have the intro song.
No, because Ross was like, oh, well, I pause it. And I was like, no, the first 5 minutes is Neverending Story, and I want that on, like the song. And then we pressed play, and there was no theme song. And I was like, excuse me? So, like, even the egg credits didn't have the song.
Yeah.
We had to put it on YouTube afterwards because I was like, I'm getting my fix.
Yeah, like, they had this weird, like, orchestral thing.
Yeah.
It must have just been for the American and European release that we got
the
recorded
song.
this, yeah. Which is, it's quite sad, I'm not going to lie.
100%.
Like, that's like 90% of the enjoyment of this movie, because it's fucking depressing.
Just so you can go, turn around, look at what you see. So, like, yeah, they're all kind of talking about the nothing and how the nothing's affected them and how they need to go to the ivory tower to find the Empress and figure out what's going on. This is another thing that I love about dark 80s movies. Like, when they say the ivory tower, this thing's glowing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you didn't know this is the ivory tower, like, nah, it's glowing. It's beautiful. It looks like a kind of half-opened flower. Like, it's gorgeous. Do you know what it actually reminds me of? And I used to always think this when I was a kid. Do you remember well, I don't know if you do. Maybe your sister had one, but it was like the fairies that you pulled the string and it would fly up and all that. Yeah. It looks like one of them. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. What I will say, and I might get battered for this.
Yes.
See out all the dark fantasy ones. See the sets in that in this. They look great, but they're the worst out the lot.
Yeah.
I feel that this might have been like a wee tester to see what would come after.
Yes.
But that's the one thing. Maybe it was a copy we watched. I don't know, because I know they've done like 4K remasters
and stuff. Yeah.
Looking at it, I was like, oh my god, this is rough looking.
Aye, 100%. This movie as well, I mean, all dark fantasies do it. It's like the plot is super thin.
Oh yeah.
It's mostly just like events, if you know what I mean, like obstacles in the way. But like, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We need a hero to save the world. Here's Atreyu. Do you know what I mean? But like, insert hero name in here. Do you know what I mean? Obviously the overarching thing is Atreyu needs to go and find a cure for the Empress and to save Fantasia, but it's mostly just like scenes, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, they all have their bits. Is it for it coming from a book, which I believe is very like detailed in that. It is just a case of right, he's going to go here to get here to get here to do this. I was like, could it have been a bit more explained? Probably, but who cares?
Yeah, well, okay, I'll spoil a bit of useless information now. The writer was like really on board for making the film and then dropped out at the last minute because he saw what the writers were doing and they were cutting and editing, and like this film is the first half of the book.
Yeah.
Like, so it changes most things. Like, again, like you say, it is super detailed and there's more worlds and like things to sink your teeth into in the book. I don't know. I've not read it, but it is on my Audible wish list. But yeah, like the writer of the book was like, nah, fuck this, and like took his name away from it and all that.
Yeah, I feel that for a good story is that you need to have a reason. He has a reason to do the things, but to get from point A to point B, it ends up just like, Falco, you need to drive me here.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
At the acceleration, Falco.
Aye. But a lot of the bits as well is just, I'll go and do it. Then I was like, right, so what was it for?
Aye, where are we going now? Yeah.
But it is just very, all right, this bit happens in the book, let's do this bit, then we can just do another bit is cool in the book.
Yeah, totally. So this is where we meet the hero of our tale, Atreyu, who like is coming with like the biggest reputation ever of like fighting the buffalo and all this kind of stuff. But obviously he's a child and everyone's like, oh boo, no, we want the real Atreyu. He's like, no bother. And your man's basically sending him on a quest to save Fantasia. But all fantasy movies do this, dark fantasy or just regular old fantasy, where Atreus shows up with like daggers and arrows and like he's ready to go, and they're like, leave your weapons here. Here's a necklace that will help guide you. Like, why are they like, just leave all the useful shit that you're going to need and take this bit of pish? Like,
a wee spoiler for you. See the guy that tells him to leave all that? He's my worst guy.
Oh, is he? Right.
Why are you're fighting like an existential dread sort of, right? Is it, you know what? We're not going to help you. Yeah,
like the ultimate existential dread that is ruining your... Like, we've literally just heard 3 characters talk about how the nothing is ruining their parts of the world. Like, the rock monster wakes up and there's no lake and his family's gone. The snail, the whole clan's away. Like, everyone's here. There's, like, mad floating heads and all that. Yeah, shout out to the crowd that are sitting here at the Ivory Castle because they're all mental looking.
Like, that's what... See, you're talking about fantasy and, oh, you're not getting any help. I'm like, why? There's 2 ways to do it.
Yeah.
You're either, you know you're special and they try and fuck you over.
Yes.
Or it's, oh, I didn't know I was special. Is it, what the fuck? There's got to be other ways to do this.
Yeah, like halfway through, it's like, it was in you all along. Like, no, I need my arrows and my daggers. Do you know what I mean?
But it's the ones where like they don't know, is it, oh, I finally figured out why I'm the chosen one here. Is it, fuck off, you would feel something.
100%. But also, do you know what else I love as well, right? Is so they don't know they're the chosen one. They've had their weapons took off them. And then your man in this is like, no, you need to do this as fast as possible because Fantasia might not survive much longer. And it's like, right, so you've taken away everything useful from him and been like, going to do this yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Even better, Naked tells him what he's to do.
Yeah, they're just like, go find how to fix Fantasia. Like, all right then. So...
I go and run. I was like, fuck off, where to?
Hi. What direction do you want me to go?
Hi.
So, anyway, this is where we're at. And Atreyu jumps on Artex, the horse, and they go somewhere. Like, they just go. But these bits, spoiler alert, these bits, and see the bits in between the big scenes of the film where it's just like Atreyu riding Artex or Atreyu on Falcor and like the music swelling and the visuals look great. I'm here for this part. Like, these are the feel good bits of this otherwise really depressing movie that I didn't realise was depressing until you pointed it out. What?
I bummed myself at watching this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was, because Ross, you turned round to me, was like, what are you doing? I'm pure boogieing halfway through. Like, I'm like, the movie's great.
Cunts are going through existential dread, and this is a brilliant. No, cunts are really deeply hurting you.
I'm sitting in the corner, turning around.
What happened to the writer to write this.
100%. And
Like-
do you know what I love as well? Out of the both of us, I'm the more depressed one
Aye.
most of the time.
You're,
So
you're the stressy depressing.
100%. So you're saying you're gonna be bummed out watching this, and I'm just like, Neverending Story.
I wonder if this movie would be viewed different if it was a sad song.
What, like, oh, turn around, look at what you see. Well, we are about to get to my most hated and feared bit of this movie. This is where they introduce the GMork, right? Now, you know shit's fucked up when everything is like black and thunderstorm, and then there's just these green eyes from
Yeah.
a cave.
Junie.
100%. 100%. Our cat, Junie, see the way the GMork looks in this film, like with the eyes and the face? That's what June looks like most of the time. I was sitting there and I was like, Ross, I think our cat might be evil as fuck.
Oh, maybe she fucking is.
Our cat is the harbinger of existential
Aye.
threat. That's a shame. Sorry, Jenny. But like, I'm scared of wolves anyway, and I really kind of blame this movie for it. This movie and Peter and the Wolf.
Yep.
Like, and I'm not joking. I am 32 years old, and every time the GMork comes up, I'm like, no, please, no. I hate it so much. But also the amount of times the GMork like narrowly misses eating a trio, and I'm talking by a ball hair.
Oh, aye.
Like, because a trio is like lying in the grass, eating an apple. Artex is drinking out the river as this GMork's like, rah, like running through. I'm like, okay, no problem.
You can't beat like the old 80s wolves. Like, They
Yes, you can. They need to get half masquerade.
no, they look terrifying. Like,
It's the one from the BBC, Will Line the Witch in the Wardrobe, and that is very obviously just a man in a wolf suit,
yeah.
but terrifying, like actual childhood trauma for
Uh-huh.
half these things. Do you know what I mean? That's what's going on. They're too feared to give Wayne's trauma.
Yeah, they're too few to put the shiters up them. And you know what? Some of them need it.
God, we're becoming such boomers and we're
Ah, fuck them.
So we're now at the bit, and Ainsley, you might want to skip forward. We are at the Swamp of Sadness.
And you couldn't pick up this is a depressing movie.
No, I get
What gave it away?
that it's called the Swamp of Sadness, but like I was just like, you know, like all these fantasy things have got like mental names for their bit.
It's not even a mental name. It's a literal swamp of sadness. If you're sad, do not go in this fucking swamp.
No, yeah, well, I mean, you're sad, don't go in the swamp, but then when you're in the swamp or trying to get through the swamp, don't get sucked in by the sadness,
Aye.
because pour one out for your boy Artex, because he gets sucked in by the sadness and gets sucked under that swamp. And I'm not being funny. If I was a trio, I'd have been swallowed up pretty fast. Like, he's sitting there sobbing over his dead
Yeah.
horse, and like, it's not that, right? It's when Artex is getting like thingy down and it's just him being like, Artex, no, and you're like, but then see the bit straight after it where it's just like silence and Atreus just
Yeah.
staring at where the horse was, but then there's like bubbles coming up from where the horse was, and I'm like, great, love this so much. Like, fuck off. See, when people say this is a depressing movie, this is the bit that I think they're talking about, and you're like, no, the whole movie's depressing.
Yeah, the whole thing's fucked. Now, what I don't get about this scene is, why is the horse so sad?
Because he got sucked in by the
Yeah, but
swamps of
he
sadness.
gives up very quickly.
Yeah, no, yeah, like they've literally stepped 1 foot in the swamp, and Artex is like, oh, fuck it.
Aye.
Like,
As long as they try to portray Bastion's grief and how to try and like overcome it and all that, but nah, he gives up instantly.
I never picked up any of this, Ross. You're so smart.
I mean,
You're so smart.
It kind of like hits you in the face with it, so it doesn't take a genius.
I feel like this is one of those ones that, like, because I used to watch it like religiously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, oh, this movie brings me joy because I was happy when I watched it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got
Whereas,
you.
like, you're picking up on all this shit, and I'm like, why are people asking me to go on their podcast? They should be asking you to go on them because
Aye.
you're smarter than me. I just sit there and go, this movie is good. Like, do you know what I mean?
I've got another wee tidbit to add to this.
Do it.
So this might not be true, but from what I've done my research, apparently in the book, Artax can talk,
Yes.
and he asks Atreus to leave him.
Oh my god. Oh no. I'm so glad they did not do
Yeah.
that because this scene's sad enough.
Can you just imagine?
Just leave me here to die, Atreus.
Leave me here to die. I used to be a fucking athlete. I used to be in the steeplechase.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, because Atreyu would just be like, Artex, no! That's sad enough.
I can
Fuck having a talking horse being like,
I
leave
can
me.
just picture it. Like, Atreus like, no, don't. Artex like, oh, shut up, leave me here to die.
I don't want to do an
Aye.
national.
I've been fucking running for days. I'm knackered. I'm no sad. I'm just tired.
I just want a wee seat. Just a wee one.
Look, don't listen to them. Depression's no real. I'm tired.
So then, immediately after Atreus had to like pour one out for his noble steed, he meets Morla, who is a giant turtle who...
Prick.
What?
Prick.
Hi, Morla's a cow. Morla, who hasn't spoke to anyone for thousands of years, so speaks to herself. So she's always like, we don't know anything. That was actually a very good Morla.
That was all right, aye.
Thanks. One of my few good ones. And she basically says to Atreyu that he has to go to the Southern Oracle, which is 10,000 miles away.
Yeah.
And you can see Atreyu starting to be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I've just lost my horse there, by the
100%.
way.
Like, what am I going to do?
Gonna dig that bastard up for me.
100%. 100%. Morla, can you take me? Like, I'm not gonna know. Like, aye, so after Morla hits him with this absolute shocker, you can see Atreus starting to slowly sink into the swamp, and he's like, nah, fuck it, I'm giving into the sadness. And then in comes the legend's icon and star, the bold Falcor comes in, saves Atreus, literally as the GMork's at Atreus' feet, just being like, arr. The Falcor whips him up, and they fly. I love Falcor. Falcor is great. I actually do know a girl who was terrified of Falcor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, class stuff.
Falcor's like the biggest ex machina in movie history.
You leave him alone.
Oh no, he's like every time in this, oh, I'm in trouble, Falcor, I'll save you.
Yeah.
Poof, done.
Is the Eagles of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, this guy, like, he gives him a challenge for the top ex machina, I'm telling you.
And like, he's voiced by the most Poundland James Earl Jones you've ever heard in your life. But like, he's a furry dragon, a luck dragon, but the middle of his back is like shiny scales. But see, when I was a kid, I used to think he was made of porridge oats. I was like,
Of course you did.
why has he got oats on his back?
Of course you did.
Listen, I've always been a very food motivated person.
Aye.
So this is where Falcor, who just, oh, he's so cute. He's just got like the biggest eyes and the big floppy ears. Like, oh my god. So Falcor brings Atreyu. I can't remember the names of the couple, but it's just this wee old crabbit couple, and like she's trying to like make up potions to cure them, and the guy's like, "Get away from me, witch!" and all this.
You're in my light, witch.
So good. So she's trying to like give them potions to cure them, and Atreyu's like, "Oh, I need to get this Southern Oracle," and this is where the old guy's ears pricks up, and he's like, "I am part of the scientific community." No, but you do it better than me. You do it.
I'm somewhat of an expert on this.
Yes.
I am part of the scientific community.
That is literally how he talks. This bit annoys me because, like, you're the wee guy, the wee old man who is an expert in the scientific community. He takes a tray over to look at the sphinxes, and he's like, "Yeah, there's random sphinxes in it now. I hope anybody's trying to keep up with this, by the way." Like, takes him over to see the sphinxes and is like, "This is the first gate of many before you get to the oracle. You have to be pure of heart to go through these sphinxes." But immediately after this, Atreyu's like, "Right, fuck it, I'm away to the sphinxes." And it's like, wait, your man just said there was other gates to go through. Like, what the fuck is going on?
What I don't get, right, is it says you need to go through them, but they're surrounded by two cliffs.
Yeah.
You know,
Why can't you just go round them?
Yeah, just go around them.
100%. Just two mad rogue sphinxes in the middle of a desert, do you know what I mean?
Like, you must walk through it. You have a flying dragon. Fly over the bastards.
100%. 100%. So Atreyu, because he is the hero, makes it through the Sphinx by like a ball hair, but because the lasers are coming.
That's the thing. He doesn't get through that because he's pure of heart.
He runs.
Yes.
He runs.
Like that, the guy before him, when they're looking through a wee telescope and that, he just stops.
Yeah.
But Atreyu's got the sense of, there's fucking lasers coming for me, I better dodge.
Yeah.
And like, he dodges through it. So, what's going on with Atreyu? What's up with him?
100%.
What's he done these past?
Big
He's
dog.
hunting buffalo. Buffalo are nice creatures.
Are
He-
they? I've never met a buffalo personally.
You ever heard of a buffalo coming and killing people?
That's true. Actually, I don't know. Have I? Maybe no. I don't know.
I remember the ones trying to kill them.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tell you,
yeah. Yeah, maybe Atreyu's fighting off the buffalo because he's pissed them off. You know what I
Aye.
mean? So then, obviously, Atreyu makes it through the Sphinx, but the old guy's like freaking out because he's like, oh no, he doesn't know about the second one. So the second gate is the mirror that shows you your true self.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, that's pure fine. And he's like, no, because usual good men find out they're arseholes, kind men find out they're nasty, all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But when Atreyu goes to the mirror, he sees Bastian in
Yeah.
the mirror. And like, this is what I love about this film is there's like wee dribs and drabs throughout the film of like when Bastian screams at a bit in the book, they like react. But when Atreyu sees Bastian in the mirror, Bastian's like, no way, and like closes the book and throws it and is
Yeah.
like, no, wait a minute, like proper freaked out.
Yeah, this is when like the two storylines sort of bleed into each other. The
Mhm.
beginning of it, anyway.
Yeah, this is when Bastian's like, oh, maybe I'm the hero. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I obviously like the mirror's like self-reflection and that. Going back into I'm a psychologist.
You are so deep and so smart, Ross.
I'm 14 and this is deep. Aye, so as I was saying, anyway, like obviously it's about self-reflection
Yeah.
and it's obviously looking at their true self, and, like facing their fears, their weaknesses, and try to like carry on through the grief. It's all about grief.
You're so handsome when you're smart. Like, honestly, this is baffling me because I've watched this movie so many times, have never picked up on any of this.
Aye, but have you really watched it?
Oh, right.
Like,
No bother.
you don't get it, it's fine.
I hate you so much.
I know.
So, Treya finally makes it to the Southern Oracle, and the Southern Oracle tells him that the way to save Fantasia is to give the Empress a new name. And Atreya's like, cool, I'll give her any name she wants. But by this point, Atreya's fully pissed off. Do you know what I
he's
mean?
had enough.
Like, he's fried. He's like, no, wait a minute. My horse is dead. I've had to travel all this way. And now you're telling me that all I had to do was give her a different name? And they're like, no. It cannot be you. It has to be a human child. So we're obviously like,
Yeah, we know what's going on.
the bold Bastian, I like it. But obviously Atreya's like, what? Where'd I find one of them? And they're like, you have to go to the boundaries of Fantasia. So Atreyu shouts Falcor, and Falcor and him start flying to try and find the boundaries
Yeah.
of Fantasia. But this is another bit that's great because as they're going, it's the do 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 do. It's so great. But the nothing as seen as rolling clouds in an oil slick, that kind of vibe. But as they're flying, living their best life, singing the theme tune, the nothing starts to roll in,
Yeah.
and they're caught in the middle of like a storm in the nothing, whatever that bit's
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be. And Atreyu falls off Falcor and lands in like an old ruin, and in the ruin is all these paintings of everything that's happened to
Yeah.
Atreyu so far. So like him going to the tower with Artex, meeting Morla, and then the final one isn't a painting at all. It's the fucking GMork
Yep.
lying behind a wall, just looking terrifying. Do you know what I mean? And obviously Atreyu doesn't know who this is, so he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And the GMork obviously doesn't know who Atreyu is. Well, it does kind of, but you know what I mean? The GMork's like, you have the luxury of being my last meal. And I'm like, great, love this for
Aye.
me. Like, and he's like, oh, I've been hunting this guy, Atreyu. I am an agent of the nothing and all this kind of stuff. And Atreyu's obviously like, fuck, I'm Atreyu. Like, what's
Aye.
going on? So he's trying to get all this information. He's like, what is the nothing? And GMork is like, well, if Fantasia is the hopes and dreams of humanity, the nothing is the fact that they've lost their hopes,
Yeah.
they've killed their dreams, everybody's depressed as fuck. Fantasia's done.
Yeah, doomed.
Doomed, my guy, doomed. GMork basically says to Atreyu that if people have, which I thought was pretty apt for 2026, is if people have no hope, they can be controlled, and it's about who has the control. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
right. So Atreyu's like fucking moan then, basically.
That's
Like,
the best bit.
It's so good. Like GMork's doing like his full speech of like,
Yeah.
I will take over and I will kill everybody. Blah, blah, blah.
Aye, Atreus like, fucking come ahead.
That's it.
Like,
Picks up the big fucking pointy stick and
Aye.
is like, I am Atreyu. It's so good.
you fucking want some? I'll give you some.
He
Where
fucking
you
wants
bastard?
some. He fucking wants some.
You fucking what, mate?
But like, that's the only thing, right? Is like, and again, it might just be childhood trauma, but like GMork is a great villain. Like a great villain. He's so creepy. And basically he's just like, I want to just control and eat people. But his square goal with Atreyu is literally 30 seconds long.
It's not even.
There is a reason for that, but I'm saving it for useless
Yeah.
information because it's a fucking mental reason. But there is a reason for it, but it is just nuts that like this guy's been chasing him and then it's just like,
Yeah.
done. Do you know what I mean?
That's how you know that GMork is a memorable villain, though, because this big mutt's barely in this movie.
Yeah, he's got like 3 scenes at
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, it's the, other than Falcott, it's probably the most memorable.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is only 3 scenes. There's like the bit in the cave where he's introduced, the bit where he's running to eat a tray, and then this. Yeah, 3
aye.
bits. Probably like 10 minutes of screen time all in, do you know what I mean?
But it even shows you because Atreyu had no idea he was after him.
Uh-huh.
Like that just shows you that they didn't need to add all this stuff in to make it work.
100%. But it's at this point where the nothing swoops in and just destroys everything.
Yeah.
And Falcor swoops in to save Atreyu again, and they like fly through what's basically left of Fantasia.
Yeah.
It's just like asteroids of Fantasia. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing left, but they see that the ivory tower's still standing. So Atreyu's like, "Fuck it, we'll go there. We'll see what's going on." But he's obviously at this point, Atreyu is fucked. He's done. He can't be arsed. He's lost everything. He's lost his horse. He's not been able to defeat the nothing. Fantasia's gone. So he's like, oh, great. Well, I was just a big waste of time then. Do you know what I mean? He goes to the ivory tower to see the Empress, who is just the tiniest, cutest little thing. Oh my God, she's so cute. She's so cute. And she just cries. And like, do you know what I mean when I say she's like a really pretty crier? Like, whereas like, I am Kim Kardashian, ugly crying face. She was just like, a single tear falls from my eye. Do you know what I mean? So he sees the Empress and he's like, I've not been able to find your human child. I'm sorry. This was a waste of time. And she's like, no, it's not. Like, the human child's been following you your entire time. And Atreyu's like, fucking what? What?
Yeah.
Like,
he's very set up to lose.
oh, man, honestly. And she's like, he was with you when you did this. And you did this, but you were also with him when the bullies threw him in the bin. And at this point, Bastion's reading the book like, fuck off. Like,
Look at that. Atreyu's just like, what's a bin?
100%.
He lives in forests with Roman buffalo and all that. What's a bin to fucking Atreyu?
100%. But then this is the bit that kills me, is see where she's like calling out and she's like, Bastion, call my name. And it's like, oh my God. So then he's like, I have to keep my feet on the ground. And it's like, no, Bastion, fucking move.
Yeah,
Give it a name.
Now's not the time for thoughts, you cunt. Just do it.
Do you know what I mean? Don't listen to your dad.
Aye.
So then he stands up and he's like, I will do what I dream. And like opens the window and he screams out a name, and when you're watching the movie, you kind of infer that it's his mum's name, his dead mum's name. But apparently he screams out Moonchild, which is what she's called in the book.
Yeah.
Wyron.
That is easily some of the worst audio recording I've ever heard.
100%.
And I have recorded some shocking things on this podcast.
Yeah, don't listen to like our first 6 episodes.
Like those my cheap shitty headsets. But you can make out what we're saying. Like it's just like that. Like this storm hits the thunder.
Yeah, and he just
like,
goes,
aye. I said, what is that?
Yeah, come again? What?
Uh-huh.
No, honestly, with tangent 24, right? I am so annoyed that we chose such good movies for our early episodes because they sound awful and we don't know what we are doing. Like, we're literally just sitting there being like, this movie is good. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm so annoyed. I wish we'd kept some of those good movies for now when we kind of know what we're doing a bit more.
Oh, if people are interested, we can always redo them.
Oh my God, please. Yeah. If there's any of our early ones that you listen to and go, oof, absolutely not,
Yeah.
let us know, because we will happily do Hereditary again. Like,
Basically the first 50
yeah.
again.
Yeah, we'll get to like, when we get to like 100 episodes, we'll do like a redo of one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is where Bastian is like fully pulled into the story.
Yeah.
And he is sitting talking to the Empress, and he's like, Fantasia's gone, like, I'm sorry, I didn't help, I didn't know. And she gives him this like crystal tear from her eye. And she's like, yeah, Fantasia's gone, but you can wish on this tear and bring Fantasia back. And the more wishes you make on the tear, the bigger and better and more beautiful Fantasia's going to become. So obviously the wee guy gets to work and does what everybody else would do and wishes for a ride on Falcor. And I'm like, yes, that would have been me. But when he like flies through Fantasia, and this is where we see like Atreyu on Artex and the rock monster and all his wee pals, and like everything is just back to the way it should be, and it's just beautiful. And then even better, Falcor takes Bastian back to the human world and chases down Bastian's bullies and throws them in a bin, and it's great.
Yeah.
But then the movie basically ends here. Like, this is the end of the film. I didn't know there was 2 sequels. I knew there was a Neverending Story 2, but I didn't know there was 3. I've not seen either of them, but Jack Black's in the 3rd one.
I've seen the 3rd one, but I don't have any context for what it's about.
No, not a clue.
Yeah.
Not a clue. But I feel like Neverending Story, as long as you watch the 1st one, it doesn't matter. This is really the only one that matters.
Yeah, it was the only really successful one.
Totally. And I do realise that we tried to go through the plot points, but I don't know if we did, but I hope that you've got something from that.
There's not much plot in this.
No. Just stop being a shitebag and watch film, Ainsley, do you know what I mean?
I feel you could go on YouTube and just look up these scenes and you would know what happens in this
Yeah,
movie.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Will we dive into Let's Go?
Aye.
You go first.
Mine's just as soon as the music starts.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking tune.
100%. Well, like I think that's the thing though, is like, see in the American release when the Neverending Story's going on, the credits are like the rolling storm coming in. So that's kind of like your first introduction to the nothing, but you don't really know that it's that until later on. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like the German, we've been joined by a purring cat. So if you hear any purring, Junie has arrived. Or should we say, GMork?
Aye, GMork. Fuck off, GMork.
Piss off, you terrifying cow. I'm sorry.
Right, there we go.
Well, that's her, just help me. Anyway, the version, we didn't know we were watching the German release. So like it just starts with like the book opening, and I was like, wait a minute, where is my opening credits? Where is my rolling storm?
Yeah, I thought it was just a different version, but then all the books and that were in German.
Yeah.
Even the wee notie leaves the book merchant.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here?
But like the whole film was in English except any written bits were in German, and I was like, but okay, why then?
That was bizarre.
Yeah. My Let's Go moment is, again, I kind of spoiled it earlier on, literally any moment where Atreyu is like running through the in-between scenes. So like when he's on Falcor or when he's on Atreyu, and the do 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 like that, I'm just like, yeah, keep going. Because again, after all of those bits, it just gets really sad.
So what's your favourite scene then?
I kind of struggled because, like, I love the bit where, like, my favourite scenes when we get Falcor, right? When he's, like, lying on the rock and he's like, I'm a luck dragon, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I like that bit. But also, I just love the rock eater. Like, I think he's so funny. What's yours?
It's when Atreyu makes a rock biter.
That bit's pure sad.
Well, this is why it's my favourite scene, because it absolutely booted me in the nuts.
Oh, man. Okay.
I mean, when you first meet the rock biter, he's just like boisterous. I'm a big, strong, rock.
He's like having a laugh with him, kind of. Yeah.
But in this one, like the second time you meet him, he's just this like fucking.
He's a broken rock eater.
Aye, like he's absolutely distraught and destroyed by he's lost his friends. Now he's only met these people once, but they're like his best friends because he was that lonely.
Yeah, because the nothing took all his pals. It's that bit where he goes, these used to be strong hands. And then it's that his pals are being taken away by the nothing and he couldn't grab onto them. Oh my God, why have you picked this scene? This is so sad.
It's like, this one stuck with me the most because it's like there's such helplessness in it. And everybody at some point in their life had, like, you go through that.
Yeah.
Like, whether it's like an illness or like something's happened to your family in your life, you're like, if only there was something you can do. And that's all he's really, I might be this big strong thing, but that means nothing when the nothing comes, funny enough.
Ross, you are so smart. You're so smart. Whereas I'm just sitting there like, ha, fantasy film, ha, this guy eats rocks. You're actually putting me out of a job. This is just the 10 out of 10 what would Ross watch again.
It's fucking, I'm telling you, man, people rewatch this, you will be depressed after this.
I think I do need to I know we literally just watched this, but I think I do need to rewatch this with this in mind, because I've just been like, a true, like, do you know what I mean?
Everyone in this is depressed.
God, what a tough hang.
Aye.
What a tough hang.
See, I found this harder to watch than most of the so-called depressing movies. I love this movie, but my God, this is a tough watch. That's
so mad, because I was really enjoying myself. That's crazy.
I would rather be in your shoes and enjoy it than sit there like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why have I got this dread within me now?
Fuck. And with that, we will go into useless information.
Yeah.
So, with a budget of 50 million Deutschmark, which equates to $27 million, this was the most expensive film ever produced in Germany at the time.
Ah, fair enough.
I tried to look up what overtook it, but it wouldn't tell me. So, this is the bit I was talking about earlier on that I was like, this is why the GMork scene is 30 seconds long, right?
Yeah.
So, Noah Hathaway, who plays Atreyu, was hurt very seriously 3 times during the making of this movie. First, no, Ross, I swear to God. Right, I was reading this and I was like, fuck. So, the first time was when he was learning to ride the horse, and the horse threw him, then stepped on him. So he was out of filming because he had like 5 broken ribs and shit. The second time was when he was filming The Swamp of Sadness. His foot got stuck in the elevator and he was pulled under. And when they pulled him out, he was unconscious, right?
Jesus.
So you've got 5 cracked ribs, you've nearly drowned. Then in his final one, he almost lost an eye while doing the GMork fight.
Nice.
The puppet hand was so heavy that it punctured the skin right underneath his eye.
Yeah.
See the cut that he has on his cheek for the rest of the film? That's fucking real. Like, that's genuinely real. Also, when he stabs the GMork, when they fell to the ground, the puppet was so heavy it knocked the wind out of him. So that's probably re-broke the 5 fucking characters from earlier on.
Reopened them.
So they could only do that scene in 1 take, and they weren't able to do the big fight that they already had choreographed because Noah Hathaway was fucked.
You can't expect the poor boy to do it.
Do you know what he does now?
What?
He runs a tattoo studio in LA with his wife.
Of course he does.
100%. I was like, yeah, I would get out of the movie business too, my guy.
How many people go in looking for Neverending Story tattoos?
Oh, you would need to, eh? You would need to be like, can I get a Falcor tattoo?
Then, to be honest, would you know what he looks like?
No, not a clue.
I'm saying that I bet you he's that guy that, I was in Never... I'd be like, okay, no bother.
No, do you know what it is? Do you remember that music shop that was near our school and it had a poster outside that was like, if you're coming in to try a guitar, don't play Deep Purple.
Oh, yeah.
Don't play Smoke on the Water. Don't play yada yada. Yeah. I bet you he's got a sign at his tattoo shop that's just like, no Falcors.
Yeah.
Like, don't come near me. The original Orin necklace is now hanging in the office of Ross's favourite director, Steven Spielberg.
Oh, fuck off.
Steven Spielberg also edited some of the film, but remains uncredited. Now, I feel like Steven Spielberg has popped up in at least every second useless information that we do, even when the movie has nothing to do with Spielberg.
He just has a way of getting involved in stuff. Like, he really does. Like, I believe that he does run Hollywood.
100%.
Like, not a movie's made without his say-so.
100%.
Like, he is a genuine busybody.
I like the eyes out of Hollywood. He's involved in everything, but like, honestly, it was when I was putting in the useless information for this, I was like, I feel like I'm just inserting Spielberg. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he goes everywhere, does everything.
Aye. Like, I can imagine it. You're filming in one of these, like, Universal Studios lot or something.
Yeah.
And he's just there. But he's kind of, like, just leering out the side. I'm like, what are you mating? Is it, fuck off?
Aye, pops in, I wouldn't do it like that.
Aye.
Fuck off, Spielberg.
When I made E.T., I said, I don't give a fuck. Piss off.
When I made that small movie, Close Encounters.
Aye. I'm like, Stevie, get the fuck. You need to spray him. That's what you need to do, spray him.
Stevie!
Aye. Aye. That's for Schindler's List. Fuck off.
His new film kind of looks like an updated version of Close Encounters, and I'll sit for it.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. But will you sit through it? This is the thing though, is you don't hate Spielberg movies.
I just hate Spielberg.
Yeah.
And I have explained my reasons.
Multiple times.
And
we've heard that.
yeah, like somebody can get a free coconut if they can tell me why in the comments.
Pop quiz, everyone.
Aye. Why does Ross hate Spielberg?
Just to clear up a rumour that was caused by this film. After the film's release, there were rumours circulating that the horse actually died during the Swamp of Sadness scene and that they used the real life footage. It's kind of like that bit where everybody says like a munchkin hung themselves in The Wizard of Oz and it's a fucking flamingo or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of rubbish.
Wolfgang Peterson, legend, icon and star for making Air Force One.
Magic director.
Big fan. Wolfgang Peterson had to come out and confirm that the horse was still alive and they in fact used 2 horses that were unharmed during the making of this movie.
I was going to say they killed 2 horses for it. Jesus. It's a fucking monster.
Those horses are on a ranch in the sky.
Aye.
They followed the Rainbow Road.
Fuck's sake.
That's fucking terrible. Limhal, I'm not too sure on pronunciation. Limhal recorded the theme song, which is a fucking banger.
It's a bop.
But depending on what version of the film you watched, the credits either went to Limhal or Kajagoogoo. He was obviously the singer of Kajagoogoo. But Limhal protested and was actually in a court battle about it because Kajagoogoo had fired him days before he recorded this song. So he was like, those bastards are getting no credit.
No coin for you.
The metalcore band Atreyu took their name from this movie.
What a band. What a fucking band.
I put that one in for you.
Yeah, my emo teen days. Oh my God. What a band.
I don't have any of your favourite who was almost in it, but I do have who was recast in the sequels. So obviously, Neverending Story 2 and 3, these are very clearly straight to VHS versions, right? So Jonathan Brandis plays Bastian in the second one. You would know him as Bill Denbrough from the It miniseries.
Yeah, it's your boy from It, yeah.
Yeah, boy. From the Tim Curry edition.
Yeah.
And in the third one, Jack Black's in the third one, but Jason James Richter plays Bastian, who was Jesse in Free Willy.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, boy, in Free Willy. Free Falcor, Free Willy. But we watched the trailer for the third one, and I don't know what the fuck happened from the first one to the third one, but Falcor looks dodgy as fuck.
Falcor smoked some of that space dude, man.
100%, man, 100%. Falcor discovered meth somewhere along the line.
He's not in that one.
Do you have any?
I've got a few.
Yeah, I've got a couple too.
So my first one, I think we've kind of went over this, but what does Bastian actually shout at the window during the storm?
Moonchild. It is confirmed Moonchild.
They've confirmed that. He does the shout that.
Right.
I'm just telling you that he does the shout that.
Okay.
I need to know what he shouts. That's been bugging me.
Allegedly, it is Moonchild.
It's not, but cool. My second one is...
Jiggy's just shouting, Maureen!
Morning! So, my second one is... So obviously he goes through this journey reading this book, right?
Yes.
See the seller of the book?
Yes.
Does he have the same experience?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's reading it quite the thing.
Yeah, because... But then this is how I think it's a pure fate thing, do you know what I mean? Because the guy basically shitebags him if you don't into reading the book.
Yeah, but so, see by him, like, giving the book up, is his version of the Ivory Tower just fuck?
Yeah.
Like, or is he that dead and depressed that he's like, I don't give a fuck what happens, to be honest.
One of Matty's is actually off the back of that, right?
Aye.
So when Bastian's in the bookshop, the guy's like, you read comic books. And he's like, no. And he starts rhyming off all these books. And he's like, I've read 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Lord of the Rings, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Rhymes off all these. There is no fucking way that 10-year-old read Lord of the Rings in between everything else that he rhymed off. Those books are tomes, my guy.
Yeah.
That's literally my only A about that scene is I'm like, why are you talking shite, Bastian?
Like, I just want to know if it works for an adult or does it need to be a kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe as an adult you are just reading it.
Aye, you're already dead inside, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my god, great. God, the film made me feel great. You made me feel shite.
Aye, my fault.
You've heavy depressed
Blame me for making a sad movie. And my last one, they might say it in the movie and I've just not clocked it. Is Atreyu not a human?
Yeah, he is.
Why do they need a human kid then?
No, like, Atreyu's human, but Atreyu's based on, like, the Greek guy Atreus, who, like, his big thing was that he fought the buffalo.
He's a kid. He's a human. He's a fucking human. So
actually, fair enough, right? Because when you're in the Ivory Tower, there's like floating heads, mad lizard people, stab lizard man.
Stop, lizard man.
And like the weird Spock looking guy.
Yeah.
Plus the mad goblin guy with a bat. Do you know what I mean? Like, Atreus like the most normal looking cunt there.
Aye. Like, he looks nothing like anything like any other creature in this. He's a human. All you have to do is go up there and say, all right, Dave. Sorted.
All right, Dildra.
Aye. Like, that's all he had to do.
Sandra!
And I don't know how giving her a different name would fix everything anyway.
Get a new Fantasia, make it better. I don't fucking know.
Nah, a lot of push.
Again, though, with these fantasy movies, it's always just like, do this.
Aye,
why? I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? This will just work.
Aye. Wait, what are yours?
Oh no, see, to be honest, like, yours actually makes sense. Mine's is just more about, like, 80s parenting, right?
Aye.
So, like, honestly, the 80s just seems like a lawless land for parenting, and I know I've said this before on the fucking podcast, right? So, Bastian's dad, one, is having raw eggs blended with orange juice for breakfast, crackpot, right? Then he's talking to his grief-addled boy who's missing his ma about keep your feet on the ground, stop talking about unicorns, stick in at school, stop being a wee dick, basically. Yeah. And then Bastian's away, like, the entire day. Like, school finishes and Bastian stays in the attic. It's nighttime during a thunderstorm and the dad's just cool with Bastian being out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it just doesn't care.
No, do you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, he'll turn up. It's like, it's pitch black and there's a thunderstorm and you don't know where your kid is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I suppose that's that advert, isn't it? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
But that's how, like, all these, like, 50-year-old, like, fucking self-entitled people are now because their parents didn't raise them in the 80s.
100%. I flung out, come back when the streetlights turn on. Yeah.
They feel like they can sit and do what they want.
Yeah, genuinely, I think it's just watching 80s movies makes me think, like, I mean, my parents weren't super strict, but, you know, I had to be home for a certain time.
Yeah.
Like, I was allowed to go out because I had a phone so that I could text my dad and be like, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I had to be home for a certain time. And if I was like 2 minutes over, my mum was like, she's been kidnapped. I was like, calm down, Linda. Worst guy whose hairline's you seen?
As I said, the guy who tells him to leave his weapons and that.
Oh, what a dick. Yeah.
He's just hampered on a fucking peach.
Mine's was almost Bastian's dad, but it's GMork purely for the childhood trauma.
Fair enough.
Fuck GMork, even though I have him tattooed on my arm. Yeah. But he's at the bottom that I can't see, you know. I see Falcor's face before I see him.
Ah, fair enough.
Who's in a different movie? I don't have anyone.
I don't have anybody either. They're all fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't have an I'm out either.
Nah, no they are.
Well, guys, this has been our Neverending Story. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our Valentine's Day edition.
Right.
I do realise it's going to be out before Valentine's Day, but it's a little something to get you in the mood. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Neverending Story.